It took me a week to finally get into the editing processes of this video, so we're gonna count that as a win. So, firstly, hello again. It is me, the Mirror Ghosty, and I'm not even gonna call this a schedule. I've made a new video. I'm giving it to you, the world. This video is a random character creation that I did on a whim. I literally just wrote down all of the very common traits that I give to all of my characters, and then just decided to randomize it. Just randomly make a character from there. So on the list I typically draw lots of curvy characters with thick thighs. I like to give them all alternative fashion. I really love to give them fluffy hair and chunky shoes and pointed ears and tails. I like to do layers when I do outfits. Not all the time, because sometimes I'm just plain out lazy. And then for general rule of coloring, I either give characters like really dark hair colors or that are natural, or I give them like really light colored hair that's more like pastel unnatural colors. And then just a thing I actually like about to give characters, I don't think I do it that often, is I really like characters with green or purple eyes. So this character here that I'm doing a little like preliminary like sketch design for is what I came up with on the fly. It's a little raccoon girl with like really floofy hair, and like you can see like like somewhere at the beginning where I started with like, oh yes, edgy, lots of piercings and a choker, and then immediately was like, I'm gonna give them a ruffly shirt and like these really poofy fucking shorts and lacy roughly topped socks. Yep, that's totally the vibe that was giving me. I don't know where that came from. It was just random. This is quite literally a lot of like how most of my character design processes goes, is like I have like a vague idea of something, which is usually like just the list of the character traits I normally give characters, and then I just go off of vibes from that point onwards. Which at its core is, okay, that's fine. We go off of the vibes of what's going on, especially during the day, so what my mood is in general. Like the more like, I guess the more upset I am or the more sour my mood is, I guess, how edgy things are. Actually, I don't think that's a good rule of thumb. I don't have a basis for designing a character when I was upset. I probably have at some point, but I can't think of it off of the top of my head. So, I honest to goodness don't know what else to say for this video. I was kind of half tempted to just continue talking about what exactly is going on in the video. I'm really just now, like, I'm line arting the picture. It's a character. Yep, it's a thing. I just don't want to be be the what? English words I can speak. I'm keeping that in. That was actually it. We're keeping in the rough shit. Anyway, I cracked myself up. Anyway, I don't know how to treat my YouTube channel. I know I want to like post videos of me drawing and me talking about my favorite things, which are my characters, and I want to post videos of my drawing, especially when I do random stuff like this, because this is actually a very common occurrence for me to just randomly design a character, and sometimes I'll get attached. Sometimes I have like full-on designed random characters for the shits and gigs, and I've loved them so much that I've kept them and I've gotten attached. That's the case of like I have a character, her name is Owie. She's like my dark-haired anime character. That's what I've dubbed her. And then I have a character, Crystal. My niece named her. It's very nice of her. She's my fluffy hair, half and half colored e-girl. God, I have a character who's got a freaking crow skull for a head, and that was a random character design. That one actually was a random painting design that I did that I ended up loving, and I got attached to it, so I kept it. I actually sold one of those paintings. Holy crap, that's a thought. I've actually sold art before, and I've done commissions before. Now, a lot of those commissions were like, a few of them were for people I was related to. Like, one was for a random person I'd never met before on the internet, which honestly, I always think about that because I messed up that commission. That was funny. And they were really good natured about like my mistake, and I gave them both the mistake and what they actually commissioned. So that was nice. What was I thinking? Commissions. Oh yeah, there was like one that was an actual like random person I'd never met before. A good few commissions I did were people I actually knew, like actual relatives. And then I think 3 or 4, maybe up to like 5 were people that were recommended to commission me from my family. They were horse people. I'm gonna put this out on the internet. Horse people are crazy. They also will put like a lot of money down for pictures of their horses, which, like, in all honesty, if I had the confidence and like the desire to, I'd 100% make that my motive. Oh, there's me looking. There's me looking up how to color freaking raccoons. Oh, that was so funny. That was a good time to look up at the video. Anyway, oh god, now I'm concerned. I might have to edit that to make sure. Oh my god, there's me looking at raccoons again. I'm really scared. I'm gonna have to go through really carefully and make sure that none of my more adult content was caught in the crossfires of that, because like that's another thing. I've been drawing a lot of adult content. That's another way to make money. Where was my brain? I got put off topic because I looked at the screen for a hot second. Holy shit. That's right, commissions. If I had the confidence and the desire, I probably would make my commissions be through the horse people that my family knows, because there are a lot of like really well-off people who would be willing to pay like money to have just pictures of their horses drawn, which is like, again, good on the people who do that, who will draw like pet portraits. I am not one of those people, because like I'm not good at drawing animals. And now, like, there's actual examples of like how I've drawn animals, and they're like, no, you do pretty good. You could say, you make them look like you draw pretty close to realistic, and it's like, that's not really my thing though. I have like the capacity and the ability to draw traditional and very realistically. I just don't get any enjoyment or fulfillment out of it, and that's just a me thing. Like, people can get a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment out of realistic art. I just get a lot more enjoyment and fulfillment out of drawing my more like cartoony, stylized stuff, because I think it's more fun. It can be a lot more expressive. There's a lot more room for error, so I'm not like sitting on the edge of my seat like wanting everything to look absolutely like perfect, which is the case when I draw realistic. Like, everything has to be perfect. And also it sucks, like I learned this about being an artist and like knowing how to draw traditionally, is that like my brain doesn't turn off, and I start to notice when people's faces aren't symmetrical. Like, I start to notice like where people's like eyes are like one eye is slightly bigger than the other, one eye is like they're more slanted on their face. Like, I start to notice that, and it's like, it's not fun. It's honestly, because it makes me feel uncomfortable when I notice all of those things. Like, on one level it's like, oh, no one is perfect, and that's perfectly okay. But on another level, it's like, I don't want to be seeing all of that in people. Like, it's one thing to be able to see all of people's, like, quote-unquote imperfections and knowing that's what makes them beautiful. Which, like, yes, but there's also when you're a person who's also kind of a perfectionist and an artist, and you just notice all of these, like, little flaws that like kind of make you upset, because when you're drawing it, you're internally thinking, oh my god, I fucked up so bad, like their face is crooked and all this stuff, and then you look at your reference and you're like, oh no, that's just how they look. And then you sit there and you feel like shit, because it's like, how do you not think about it afterwards? Like, if someone, like, you're worried that someone's going to notice, oh, their face is slanted, oh, that was like, you know, a minor mistake, and you're like, oh no, their face is just like that. That just might be me. Might be me of being really critical of my own art skill and being afraid of, like, being rude when if someone else points it out. Like, I don't think most people can point it out. Would you look at that? We're at the end of the video. That was a rant. That was a ramble. And this is the final product of the character. I think she looks adorable. I hope you enjoyed my whatever weird word vomit that came out of my mouth. Please tell me you enjoyed it. This was an experience. Okay.